Hey, welcome back to another video. So a lot of people have been asking me recently where the best money spot is and what is the most effective way to earn silver via grinding mobs. This really should be kind of an easy question to answer, but like most things in BDO, there's never really an easy answer. It really just depends on your gear and your capable silver income per day, in the sense of like, do you only grind? Is that like your only source of income, or do you have like life skilling that offsets, like maybe perhaps crates or any kind of farming, or maybe gathering a little bit, doing a little bit of cooking, alchemy? Like, what else do you do? Because that also plays a role in how much do you need to grind to meet your daily quota. And also, what is your daily quota? Like, what is your goal? What are you trying to do? There's never really a way to play BDO without a purpose. You pretty much are always looking for something to do, whether that be maybe grinding a boat piece, or not a boat piece necessarily, but grinding boat mats to upgrade your boat perhaps. Or maybe you want to get a piece of gear, maybe you want to do a little bit of horse training or whatever. There's always something to have a goal for, and without that, I can't really direct you in the best way to make that efficient. Another question to ask is, how much time do you have in a day? And if it's not a lot, well, I mean, you're kind of limited in that department anyway. But if you do have time, well, how much time? 5, 10, 2, 3, like what? How many hours? What are we talking about here? Another question, are you trying to use Agris or just a loot scroll? All of these questions are valid as fuck, and I have to just really talk to a person before giving any kind of real advice, and more or less just blanket terms, because it's like, without knowing your personal information in the sense of just how much time you have and what do you do in game, blah 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 blah, and what's your gear, so on and so on. Without having that information, I can't really just direct you where to go, because I could say, hey, just go to Star's End, but like if you have 235 AP, well, I mean, you're not gonna like that. Like I said the other day in another video, I could pretty much tell you to go to Kratuga and grind there because they have the most expensive item in the game to sell on the market. However, if your gear and time frame and income per day does not meet the criteria for Kratuga, you could end up wasting a lot of time there for only maybe 50 mil an hour. So let's just take a step back here and let's talk about the blanket spot that everyone and their mama can grind at a fairly low gear score. Miramok Ruins, aka trees. If you haven't played the game for at least a week or longer, you probably have been looking up in chat and seeing a lot of posts for looking for tree group or looking for whatever, and then insert tree group. And that's typically referring to Miramok Ruins. No one actually is going out and like chopping trees in a group. That's very counterproductive and nobody does that. So yes, you actually go out and kill trees, not chop them down, go kill a tree. As confusing as that is, this stands for Miramok Ruins, and that's pretty much the spot that everyone and their mama goes to. Now, what makes this a great spot is that it's group content, meaning you can grab 2 of your friends or even 3 of your friends, 4 or 5. Actually, not 5. If you can grab 4, because counting you, that's 5 in a group. But you can grab 4 of your friends and go to trees and just, murder the shit out of some trees for a few hours and make some bread. However, trash only goes to the top 3 DPS, so you're going to be fighting for loot, so realistically only going to 3-man. And to add some icing on the cake, you only really need about 535, 545 gear score just to even come here. That's with Kudum, of course. You want to make sure you have that for the mob damage, but pretty much as long as you got this, you're good. And if you're wondering how to achieve this, it's pretty easy to get that by today's standards. You can now quest to level 61, and that is absolutely massive because you can get a full set of Kaposha accessories, which will give you a massive amount of AP for pretty much doing absolutely nothing. You pair those accessories with the entire Akum armor set, and then you set it to ultimate, and then boom, you're looking at 551 gear score with just basically Tet weapons and your Kaposha accessories, and you could, I guess, consider buying a tri accessory like a crescent ring and a tongue grad. That's only about a bill right there, so well, bill for both. Even with the Tet boss weapons, those are about 3 billion for each of them, which I know it sounds expensive, but trust me, it's really not as bad as you think it is. And as for the Akum pieces, you're pretty much looking at 500 million per piece, with the exception of the gloves, because for whatever reason they're like 600 million, I don't know why, but everything else is roughly around 500. So in total for the entire armor set of Akum, you're looking at 2.1 billion just to afford all of that, and if we factor in the 2 tri accessories as well, we're looking at a fat grand total of 7 to 8 billion for almost soft cap gear. This is perfect to head to trees with, and you can survive there and actually down the mobs pretty easily. And if you have friends around this gear score, you'll easily destroy this place left and right, and you can sit here for hours and hours and hours. Of course, You're gonna have to, you know, maybe deal with PvP. Somebody wants your rotation, whatever. You may have to square up every now and then, but even still, with 551 gear score, you can kill a man with that. Now let's talk money real quick, alright? This really depends on the efficiency of the grind and what rotation you use. Normally for 3-man rotation, which is what you're watching in the background currently right now, this is ideal for what you would prefer to have. However, if you're not trying to use Agris or it's not available to you because you've already used it, well then just use a yellow loot scroll and you'll get 2 pickups per hour, which if you're clearing efficiently, you should pull 6k an hour. But if you're not going to use a loot scroll at all, you're looking at more around 4 to 4.5 if you're clearing with a cheat clapper group, of course. If you're kind of subpar, you're going to be pulling around 3 to 3.5, which is pretty low. But at 4 to 4.5, that's still reasonable. That's about 80 million per hour, which, you know, that's not bad. So realistically, this is the best money spot in the game for pretty much the blanket player base that's going to be averaging about 545 gear score and up. There are just plenty of other spots that are great as well, but trees is just, it's too good. The XP is amazing, the money's amazing, not to mention it's group content so you can chill with your friends. It's overall the better spot in the game, and that's why everyone does it, because it gets great XP, and also you can, you know, like I said, hang out with your friends. It's great. Some of you might have some questions about Gyfins or Paddocks Islands, and I can tell you Gyfins is turbo ass and Paddocks will get its own video very soon, so just honestly, stay with Miramok Ruins. It's hands down the best current spot in the game when it comes to grinding silver mobs. You don't need super high-end gear score to run it, and you can often find groups that will carry you on the regular, so just stay at Miramok. Just always stay at Miramok. I get it, after like 10 hours you want to blow your brains out, but if all you care about is silver, this is really your only option when it comes to mob murder. So there you go. That's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, she knows I'm the one. Yeah, she knows I don't need no